Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to Wise Up Day 18, a daily dose of wisdom from the book of Proverbs for your daily life. I hope you guys are having a great morning. It's another snow day, so enjoy it. Here we are. We're looking at Proverbs chapter 18, verse 2. Just like every other day, I encourage you guys to read the whole chapter with me and really soak up what this is. Okay, let's get right to it. Sometimes if we want to understand what something is, it helps us to know what it is not. Does that make sense? That's kind of what today's passage is doing. It's teaching us what wisdom is. It's teaching us about a wise person by telling us about what a wise person is not, or what a fool is, right? So it shows us the opposite to show us what it's trying to teach us. And here's our verse. It's chapter 18, verse 2 again. Read with me. A fool finds no pleasure in understanding, but delights in airing his own opinions. Right? A fool finds no pleasure in understanding, but only in airing his own opinions. Right? Have you ever heard somebody say excuses are like armpits, everybody's got them and they both stink? Right? Sometimes I feel like opinions are the same way. Right. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't have opinions, but sometimes it gets pretty carried away, and I think we can all agree, right? It's like we live in this society that values someone's opinion about something over everything else. Like, it doesn't even matter. You have an opinion, and everyone needs to know it, right? But here I find this verse where Solomon says that a fool doesn't really care about what's true, doesn't really care about what's right, doesn't really care about understanding. Really, the person who just really cares about sharing their opinion and making other people hear it is a fool. And how many times have I been in that situation where I just want to be heard or whatever? Or how many times have you maybe been in that situation? Understanding is showing that there's a way that things are. There's a rule, or there's something to be followed, or there's some kind of standard, right? Like, for instance, if you understand something, it means that you are kind of in step with the truth about what that thing is. Like, we'll use football as an example, right? If you understand football, and if you want to understand football, that means you understand how it's played, you understand how it's scored, what the rules are, you understand what football is, right? You don't just get to have your own opinions about how you think the game needs to be played, right? So your opinion doesn't matter. If you understand football, you get it, right? There's a standard there, there's a level of, I guess, just kind of how we grade. I don't know what your opinion is. I guess I'm kind of out, kind of ran out on that one, beating a dead horse on that, right? But you know what I mean by understanding football or understanding something, and it works the same way with everything else. There's understanding in life, and really there are a lot of people who just don't care, who would rather just share what they think, what their truth is. And we talked about New Age, and we talked about these ideas a couple weeks ago at youth. This idea of having your truth and having my truth, right? It's the same as this. It's people not caring about understanding the truth and really just caring about them being heard, which ultimately is just what we talked about the other morning about pride, right? Because a lot of it comes down to that. A fool doesn't really want to be corrected if they're wrong, because that's your opinion, right? There's no level of right or wrong in understanding. It's relative. It's your opinion. Who are you to correct me? Or who is God to correct me, right? A fool doesn't want to submit to authority because the rules of the authority are just based on the relative standard that they've created, right? They're rules that they've set up. A fool doesn't care in understanding, but really just in expressing and sharing his own opinion. A fool doesn't want to learn the truth because your truth might be different from mine. There's no truth to be understood. God's truth? Yeah, I don't know if I buy it, right? That's what they say. So there's something in learning about this that we can learn about wisdom, is that a wise person seeks to understand. A wise person, just like we learned yesterday, doesn't need to be the loudest voice in the room. Sometimes a wise person doesn't even need to be heard at all. Because a wise person seeks to understand, seeks to listen, seeks to know, and seeks the truth. And that doesn't always, and sometimes, it doesn't require speaking at all. Because the truth is the truth, no matter what your opinion is of it. So that's it. A wise person is someone who understands and seeks to understand the truth and values that. So the question is, do we? Is that us? That's something to think about today. Next time you jump into an argument and you want to say your 2 cents, just think about it. A wise person seeks to understand. So before you jump in, before you say what you need to say to put someone in their place, before whatever, think about it, examine yourself, and ask that. Say, am I seeking the truth? Am I wanting to understand? Or am I just wanting somebody to hear what I have to say? So think about that today. Have an awesome day. I know you're not going to be at school, so you're not going to encounter that. But yeah, all that. Have a great snow day. Great Thursday. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.